Lwanda Magere, a play which was written by Okoiti, Omtatah, Okite in the year of 1991. The title of the book, Lwanda Magere, it means the fierce rock, or maybe we can say the strong rock, of which it refers to the person, to the main character. As you see, the title is direct as it states one among the characters in the book, and of course the main character of the book, that is Lwanda Magere, the strong person who is said to have strength of 10 men and had a skin of stone. He is strong, loyal, and maybe love his people. And also Lwanda, as in the book, or maybe as per story, serves as a symbol for courage, strength, and resilience in face of adversity of his tribe, that is Luo. So the story is originated from Luo's folk role, into which is being told until today. And under the particular story, we are being told that Lwanda Magere has really once existed and happened to help his people during the time of adversity or hardship. So you can see the book is mainly about Africa, and so the main theme here, it is African tradition. So anybody who is taking African literature course in a college or university shall read this book or some alike books. These books like this, which are talking about Africanity in its original. So if we start directly with analysis of the book, I could first beg some minutes to give you a book overview. So while passing through analysis of our books, we shall together, you and me, have a clear understanding on the story on the story which we are dealing with. The story begins with the first act and first scene, of which we are being exposed to the setting and different main characters. On the exposition stage of our story, we are being told about the history of the Luo people who has lost their freedom, who are being enslaved with Lango and Nandi tribes. As you can see, we are told that they have fought many wars with these people and they kept losing the wars, something which has led to the loss of their freedom and integrity. So in the night, as we are being exposed to different conflicts, different characters, and the settings of our story, we can see the chief priest is giving the prophecy, of which is the answer to the long prayer of the Luo, which they have prayed for years for oracle, that is their God, to help them to come out of the particular adversity. So the prophecy says that on the particular night, the boy child shall be conceived, and after 9 months the child will born and shall be called Lwanda Magere. The boy will come to be the savior of the Luo people. To the elders' words, after 9 months, we see that Lwanda Magere is born, and then his mother died during his birth. And you can see that we are told Lwanda Magere is being taken care with his grandmother under the supervision of the chief priest. We are told that the condition of this boy who was born to be the savior of his tribe had two conditions: the secret of his operating system, that it shall be known to only two people, that is himself, Lwanda Magere, and to the chief priest. How does he operate shall only be known to these two people. And again, this person was denied from fighting during the noon. You see, he was required only to fight at night, and then just to keep security, he was denied to drink alcohol, since it shall maybe someday lead to the exposition of their secret, which is not required to be known with anybody out of the two. So we are told that Magere is taken care by the chief priest, and while he was still just a young teenage, his father died in the battlefield while fighting with the enemy, the tribal enemies, that is Lango and the Nandi. So after then, we are being brought to the the time where Lwanda Magere is already a young man who became the very strong person and loyal to his tribe. We are told that Magere had fought very many wars for years without losing any war, or maybe without losing a single war. So he led his fellow warriors to the battlefield with multiple winning for very many years. And we are told after time the Lango people were tired of losing the war, and they had used every method, but they kept failing. For example, one day they thought maybe Magere, as he used to fight, or maybe all the wars which they fought with Luo after existence of Magere, they only fought at night. Maybe it would be better if they go to fight at noon. Maybe Magere won't come out. You see, on the day when they went in noon to fight the war, Magere, despite of being denied to fight in the noon, he went out and fought the war. He went out with courage and furious like a lion. And that day we are being told Lango faced the very severe losses of life. So on the meeting of Lango's king, or Lango's chief, with his elders, you see, they were discussing what to do next, and it was seemed like they had nothing to do until when the princess of Lango happened to provide some advice to them. She advised maybe they would let her go and marry Lwanda Magere on the search for the secret of his weaknesses. Though we are being brought to some community values of the Lango people, that a princess can only be married as the first wife, but they allow the princess to be married as the 26th wife to Lwanda Magere, who had now married 25 wives, the record who had never been settled by any elder, chief, or king in his community or nearby communities. So he was holding the record of having too many wives than anybody who has ever existed, and now he was being given another wife that shall be the 26th wife, that is Lango's princess. You can see, apart from being denied, or maybe they advised him not to accept the gift which was given by Lango and Nadi people, of which they were saying that it is a gesture of peace and friendship. They were giving a beautiful, astonishing princess to be used as a wife to Lwanda Magere, but accepted the wife. Despite of being denied by his elders, they advised him not to accept that gift, because it could be very dangerous for him to marry Lango's princess. But you see, Magere's pride was very high and was at a very big point. He never listened to the advice which was given. You see, he was even denied to fight on the afternoon. But once he went out, and that was his downfall. Next time, you see, apart from the first time, which was he fought, on the second time, his downfall was that he fought in the afternoon, as he rejected to follow the advice of the elders, whom they rejected, they denied, or maybe they tried to tell him not to fight at the noon. So as Lwanda Magere accepted the gift, you can see, after so many seduction, on one day when Magere was sick, you see, he failed. He wanted to go and see the priest. She became mad that, hey, you man, you are keeping so much secrets from me. Then I even don't know how to cure you when you are sick. You see, according to the Luo traditions, for a sick person, he can be cured by cutting some upper skin on the organ which is sick and applying some traditional or local medicine. So you see, her wife was furious that she even cannot treat him, though he is keeping so many secrets. So maybe on satisfying his wife, Magere told his wife the secret was his secret, that you cannot kill Lwanda Magere by facing his body, but he told her to cut the forehead of his shadow, and then after doing so, her wife came to the surprise that Magere began to bleed. So she understood that Magere's weakness was in his shadow and not in his body. His body was made from stone, as at first she used a blade to cut off his forehead, but the blade was broken. And when Magere gave her the second blade, it managed to make Magere bleed as she cut the shadow and not the body. So on the very same morning after being told the secret in the night, that Lango's princess escaped and went to her people and told them the secret. You see, on that day, the Lango people invaded Luo, fought with Luo, and then they won the war just as they wished, as the secret of this strength of Magere was revealed. You see, after when they fought for some couple of hours, you see they were about to run, but one among the warriors, who was called the Kapchombe, Arab Koirage, turned and throwed his spear to Magere's shadow, and then Magere fell down and died there as he turned to a stone. So the story, the summary of our book or the book overview is like that, and maybe we shall enter onto the other part of character and characterization. On character and characterization, we can see that the playwright have used some number of techniques on building his characters. He used the descriptions on building the characters, that he described the personalities and the appearances of characters, and he has used the dialogue just to build up his characters through conversation. So while reading conversation, we understood, or maybe his characters were brought onto life. And the other way he has used to build his character is through actions of different characters revealed, or maybe paved the way onto the building of the particular characters. And the last thing which he has used, it is interaction of character with of characters. So through interaction, we were brought on to know of different characters. So through those ways, he had built characters like Lwanda Magere. This is the main character of our book, who was courageous, strong, and loyal to his people. Though he didn't listen to the advice from the elders, this person served as a symbol for courage, strength, resilience, justice, and reliability to his people. So you can see he was such a brave, loyal, and resilient person. Another character, it is Kapchombe, that is Kapchombe Arab Koilege, who is a Nandi warrior, and he discovered the secret of Lwanda and killed Lwanda. Another, it is the first wife of Lwanda Magere's first wife, who used to warn Lwanda Magere during the time of vulnerability and advised him during the time of conflicts. So he played the vital role of which positive women always play to their husbands. And also we have fellow warriors who are supporting characters, who used to support Lwanda in the battlefield. You can see another character who has been shown in the book. We have community leaders and elders who used to provide guidance to Lwanda, and as Lwanda refused to listen to their advice, it was the way toward his downfall. Another important character for you to know, it is Lango's princess, who carried the theme of betrayal and false love, as she acted to love Lwanda Magere while she was in search for his weaknesses. Themes which has been revealed in the book, we have a theme of love, as it is a universal theme. You can see, for example, person like Lwanda Magere have love to his community, as it reached that he provided, or he gave out his life as sacrifice to just on the way of showing love to his tribal people. And you see this book, its main theme, it is African cultural practices, or maybe you can say African tradition. You see there are a number of aspects which supports the theme of African traditions. Number one, it is community values. As you can see in the book, we are being told that a princess can only be married as the first wife. That is a community value to any princess in African society. And another, it is practices of rituals. As you can see, Luo people practices a number of rituals while praying for the freedom from the oracle. And at last, the oracle answered them through the prophecy which was provided by the chief priest. Another aspect which can be seen under the African tradition, it is polygamism. As you can see, Lwanda Magere managed to marry more than 25 women. Another thing maybe which revealed the African tradition theme, it is cultural identity and ethnicity. Cultural identity and ethnicity is seen through the number of group of people or community groups which are found in the book. You can see in the book there is ethnic groups like Ilango, Nandi, and Luo. So this led to self-discovery and self-acceptance. All these lies on the theme of African traditions. And another theme which may be found in the book, it is justice and injustice, whereby you can see the Luo people are fighting for justice as they were mistreated for so many years. And also God has provided them with Lwanda Magere as their savior. Again, we have the theme of power struggle. As you can see, Luo are fighting or are struggling against the Lango and the Nandi tribes. Again, we have theme of freedom and liberation. We have a theme of conflict. You can see there is a conflict between groups. As you can see, there is a conflict between tribes in the book. Again, there are internal conflicts between people, and there is a conflict between personnel in the book. You can see there are different kinds of conflicts in this book. There is a theme of isolation. As you can see, Lwanda Magere was isolated from the community so that to protect his uniqueness from being known to the community. Again, the very main or the very important theme in this book, it is the theme of mortality. You can see there is legacy and remembrance. You can see in the book, if you read this book, you shall be prompted about the question of life after death. You see, what will people speak on you after when you die? There is a theme of heroism. As you can see, the book shows that even Africa had its heroic figures like Lwanda Magere, and you can see there are a plenty number of heroic figures in Africa, though they are trying to maybe to discredit them and credit their heroic figures, but Africa have its own heroic figures as well. And we have the theme of cultural identity. As you can see that people are identifying themselves through their ethnic groups. Apart from the themes which has been presented by the playwright, there are a number of techniques which has been used in the book. The number of techniques include the conversation. The use of conversation has happened to be a very dominant theme. As you can see, this is a play, and also the play uses much dialogue than any other way, for example, than narrative style. Narrative styles have been used just in a few moments during the stage directions. So also there is a use of foil characters. Foil characters, these are characters who are against the main character, just to help to prompt out the weaknesses of the main character. And we have the use of flashback, through which we are being brought to some origin of number of things, like origin of different conflicts and origin of different scenarios from the book. For example, we are being given a flashback of the hostile situation between Luo and the two tribes, that is Lango and Nandi. Again, there is a use of foreshadowing, whereby we are being brought to, or maybe some number of future events are being brought to the present. For example, the Lwanda Magere's pride foreshadowed his downfall. Again, Lwanda Magere's acceptance of the gift which was given by the Lango people foreshadowed his downfall. Another technique which has been used, it is symbolism. For example, Magere himself is a symbol for strength and the courage and the resilience and liberation to Luo people. So symbolism has intensively been used in this book. Again, there is a use of imagery. Imagery has been brought onto our heads by using stage directions at large, because the playwright has used the descriptive language in stage directions, which he had built some number of mental pictures to us. For example, the appearance of Lwanda Magere and the different other characters. And again, imagery has been used to create mental pictures of our stage during different scenes and acts. And also, there is a use of characterization as a technique. We can see the playwright has used the descriptions, dialogy, actions, and interactions on building up his characters. Description is when the character, the playwright is providing descriptions about the appearances of the character, and also dialogy, it is through what the character says, so we know how the character is. Again, the actions of the character also reveal to us he is kind. Again, the interaction between characters has also helped to build up the characters. Again, there is a use of suspense, whereby the playwright has built some tension and uncertainty to keep the readers engaged. For example, when Magere is born, we are being brought to some suspense and uncertainty. What will happen next? Will he start to fight while young, or maybe will he wait until when he grow up? And also, we are being brought to suspense when Magere accepts the gift from Lango people. We think like, wow, when when will she discover the Magere's weakness? What will she do after when she discovers? Maybe will she fall in love and forget about the issue which she has been sent to do? You see, that is suspense. Again, we are being brought to suspense when Magere went out and fight the war at noon, and we see, to our surprise, Magere dies. Another technique has been used, it is a point of view. You see, the playwright has used the second person point of view, first person point of view, and third person point of view. Second person point of view, it is mostly used during the conversation. Second, first person point of view has been used during the dialogues when the characters were speaking. Again, third person point of view were being used in stage directions at most, where the playwright has used the narrative style, just style. And the other last technique which I've prepared to you, it is the use of metaphor. The use of metaphor, it is the same like the use of symbolism, whereby Lwanda Magere, a person has been referred to a fierce rock, to the hard rock. You see, that is metaphor. Metaphor is the comparison of two unlike things by not using conjunctions. All these techniques has been used to bring about deep understanding and to add the story complexity. So without these techniques, the story could be very shallow and we could have such a narrow understanding on the story. So through these techniques, the playwright has managed to bring about deep understanding and the story complexity. The relevance of the book. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, my friend. That is the gesture of support what we are doing. So If you appreciate what we are doing and if you wish to support, please subscribe our channel that goes by the name of Mr. Tingatinga Literature TV. And relevance of the book to our contemporary society, the book it is relevant and it is relevant to our contemporary society, as yes, in Africa we have heroic figures like Lwanda Magere, who is said to really have existed in the Luo tribe. You see, we have other people like Ngwale, we have people like Dedan Kimathi, we have people like Mpwawa Mkwavinyika, we have people like Shaka Zulu, we have so many heroic figures in Africa, like people like Mansa Musa Kanu. We have very many heroic figures, and Africa is blessed with a lot of heroes, but we just don't know them, or maybe the history has forgotten to praise them. So maybe I place my argument on the table. We shall intensify our efforts on praising our heroes. And again, the relevance of the book to our contemporary society, it is cultural practices. For example, in our society, we are practicing rituals, polygamism, and other things which are related to the theme of African tradition, which has been presented in the book. Again, on the other side, we have cultural, we have identity in our society. For example, we have race, ethnicity in our society, whereby the whole Africa is full of different tribes. Other tribes are cross-cutting in different nations, and others are found on a single countries, but we have a lot of ethnicity groups in Africa. Until next time.